I'm Stacy Wolff. I manage design and sustainability for the Personal Systems Group at HP. Everything about what we've shown today is really founded in addressing hybrid life. So whether you're talking about hybrid work or hybrid school or just hybrid life in general, we've introduced two new models. One is in the Spectre line, which is called Spectre Fold, and I'll explain that. And then there's another one that's in the Envy lineup, and that's called Envy Move. Each of the names are synonymous with the function. So when you look at Spectre Fold, it literally folds. So we're talking about flex screen technology. And the benefit of that is you travel small, but when you set it up on your desk, it's large. And the same thing about Envy Move, it really is about the balance of having a large screen, but battery on board, some special technology where it stands by itself, and I can move it anywhere in the home. We like to say it roams within the home. One of the things that we hear from customers all the time is reduce friction out of my workflow. And you can say, is it really about work? No, workflow really kind of talks about anything you're doing, whether it's watching a movie, it's doing homework, or doing the spreadsheet for the next business meeting. And so what I love about the product that we've created is that it is a very flexible, no pun intended on the screen, but a very flexible design. So we've designed in a keyboard that is removable. Now it's quite special because it magnetically rests onto the system. When it's there, it's charging. Again, friction out of the system. So I don't have to charge this. It charges itself as long as it's at rest. I don't have to charge the stylus because when it's at rest, it's charging. The other piece is the screen itself is one continuous 17-inch screen. What's nice about that is that when I want to go into full desk mode, there's a little bit of technology to the back, but I'm able to set it right up, and instantly I have the biggest mobile all-in-one that you can put into your pocket. It is an amazing feat of engineering, but I really want to go back to the user. It really is addressing users' needs. Users talk to us, I need a tablet that is large enough to brainstorm on. I need a laptop that's small to travel, but can expand when I'm on the road. And then it would be lovely if I could have a big screen and a detachable keyboard so I could have that all-in-one experience on the go. And that's what we did. We see ourselves as inventors on many things. And so in this case, we had to invent a few things. One of them is, if you look to the back here, if you're going to go into a mobile all-in-one, what you have to have is the ability for it to stand up and be a display. And so this is pretty ingenious. This is an elastomeric coating on some mechanical arms that are embedded into the bottom. This is really the foot. It's the rear foot of the system. And if you watch my finger, I can fold it away. And then when I go into what effectively is a notebook mode, what was once the kickstand is now the foot. The other thing is, going back to the workflow in the observation of that, what we found is this screen is great, this screen is great, I want to use the keyboard, but sometimes when I'm traveling, I actually want to have my screen on board, but I still want a big screen. So what we did is working really with Microsoft to say, you know what, you need to think not one screen, not two screen, but 1.5 screen. So I have the ability to see content here, but have reference content here. Right? It's no different than an automobile where basically I have maybe my console, but I have heads-up display. That ability to have really two modes, or at least two ways of seeing content, really helps the workflow. Now when it's here, it also is quite adaptive. You notice that is a flexible piece. So designing in a keyboard that's not rigid is very important because we know that this needs to adapt to the body. So as I pull it off the table and I'm going to put it into my lap, a lot of times we push things a little bit closer to our body and it can adapt. I may push it away and I need a really comfortable wrist rest. And so we've done, I think, quite a bit of really small details that add up to a very, very powerful solution for the product. And what everybody loves most is when it's in this mode, it's charging. So instead of burdening each piece with massive batteries, we basically bifurcated the battery. So now you have a battery top, battery at the bottom. And the benefit of that is when I hold it as maybe a newspaper, there's no heavy side. They're all equally balanced. And then when I set it onto the table, I don't have to worry about tippability because remember, I've already balanced it. And then again, when I put this on, I don't have to have batteries that are excessive in here because it's a little bit like earbud technology. They don't put big batteries there. They basically wick away power in their holding case. Well, it's the same thing. This wicks away power from the main system when it's placed here. So it goes on and on. We haven't even talked about the inside where the hinges and a lot of the mechanics and the folding plates, all that inside is where I'd say HP did a bit of magic. The Move product is, you couldn't pay.
Pause right there so I can cut it.
The Move product is, again, I can't think of a better name for the product because literally it's meant to move. I pick it up and as simple as just setting it down, instantly I have really one of the best all-in-ones you could think of. So when you look at this product, I want you to see a couple things. One is, three-side, basically borderless screen. You'll have the camera on top. You have an incredible touch screen here. This is a 24-inch screen. And then there's a reasonable sized speaker bar. We didn't want to go oversized. It's enough to get really good audio. And then you'll notice the feet to the bottom. The feet to the bottom are really meant to hold it up, but when you pick it up, they tuck away. When you set it down, they pop out. And then what's nice about this is the feet are actually base stationed, so I can actually tilt it forward and I can tilt it back all within that mechanism. And then what's probably most impressive is that everybody wants a keyboard, and this system is equipped with a keyboard that stows to the back. So we joke a little bit, it has a kangaroo kind of quality to it because it has a pouch to the back. But what's really nice is that, again, simply just set it down and everything is there. But we've designed the keyboard to work in unison with this. It's got a touchpad on board to the keyboard because this is I'll call it a work setup where I'm very close to the screen. But if I pull it away and I'm at 6 feet, I may be wanting to stream movies. This now turns into the best navigation device, Netflix, Hulu, whatever you want to talk about. I have the ability to scroll through, pick, select my movies. What's really nice is no longer am I using the linear path of an alphabet on the screen. I type my movie, I find my movie, I play my movie. Really simple. You choose how you want to use it. The performance in the system is strong enough to do some of the biggest projects you might have. What's nice about this is that it has a battery on board so that you have, when you're not attached to a power source, you got about 4 hours runtime. And that really gives you the flexibility. If you want to take it to the back porch, watch a movie, you want to take it around to the kids' room, you want to take it to the kitchen table, into the kitchen, you name it. You pick the spot of the house, this really gives you that flexibility. What I like most is that there's intelligence on board though. The camera that's here is smarter than the camera before, meaning that we've put some AI technology there, a chip that's actually on that board so that it can actually detect you. So it knows your distance. So when you're close, it gives you good stereo sound. When you're at a distance, it then kicks into spatial sound so that you get that more immersive quality. So when you're watching the movie, that's what I want. When I'm closer, I want something that's a little bit more balanced for the video call or whatever it might be. The camera is also a very wide angle so that no longer are you one person to one person having family get-togethers. You now gather in front of the screen and it captures all of you. Some of the technology that has now come to HP through the Poly acquisition has been very nice because now it tracks you. So wherever you move, the camera will follow you and it basically focuses on you and can decipher, is it one of you, is it two of you, is it three of you, and then it adjusts all of those things. Again, one of the biggest things that you'll see, whether it be the Spectre Fold or the Envy Move, is that the level of intelligence in the next round of PCs, and we haven't even gotten to 2024 and 2025, is going to go exponential. The anticipation of what might be needed is amazingly embedded into some of the core silicon, or if you will, individual AI chips that are spread about. this is really about a insight-driven approach to design and development. So when you look at these products, they're not about a technology that is just a statement of flexible screen or a technology of, hey, I can pick up a PC and move it around with a big screen. What we try to do is make sure that we're addressing those key pain points that you have as a user. When you have a device like this, I need all three of those devices. I no longer need to carry three of those devices. When I carry this around, I no longer need to have a screen in every room. I can actually bring this to wherever I want to be. And probably the biggest thing is when you start to think about whether it's this keyboard or this keyboard, the keyboard being wireless is really, I think, an expected, I'll call it operation that you need to have within the ecosystem of PCs. I don't want to plug cables in. I don't want cables to bother me. Cable free, if you will, is one of those things that is a nice delighter. We have a motto inside, and you look here and you look here. There's no dongle. Ditch the dongle. You don't need to have dongle here, dongle here. What you have is intelligence in the keyboard. It's auto-paired. You don't have to go through all of the rigor that you may have had a few years ago. Again, it's intelligence.